Hi friends, welcome back to Ouroboros Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is a reading looking into what it is that you think they're feeling versus how they're actually feeling. And I'd like to offer a trigger warning. Some of the messages that came through for some of these readings were surprising. So if there is anything that you're not ready to hear or not wanting to hear, then perhaps now is not the right time to watch this video. I'm only ever going to be honest about what it is that I'm seeing, but that doesn't mean that the message that I'm seeing is a message for you. So please, if something doesn't resonate, don't take it as your message. But with that being said, I have 4 groups for you guys to choose from today. Pile 1, Pile 2, Pile 3, and Pile 4. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to. Take as much time as you need to find the pile that sits right with your energy, as well as with your person's, and I will see you in a minute. Hi Pile 1. So today's pick a card reading is looking into what it is that you think the person on your mind is feeling versus how they're actually feeling. So the oracles here are going to signify how it is that you think they're feeling. And then we'll go ahead and pull tarot as well as more oracles just to see whether or not how you think they're feeling is actually how they are feeling. We'll also get advice at the very end, of course. And to start, we have the Forest. We also have number 23, Splitting Apart. We have Perfection. We have number 46, Regeneration. And we have number 53, Make It Look Like the Night. Okay, so I feel a very specific message here, and it could be two different things, essentially. I feel like you're either aware of something that has happened between the two of you recently that has really caused some damage or a rift of some kind between the two of you, or this person is coming out of a relationship or out of a connection, or perhaps has even been out of one for a while. But for whatever reason, you feel as though they are unhealed from this, or they're still working through what has gone on between them and this other person. So with that being said, I would say that you currently are feeling as though this person feels very much drawn to you, very intrigued by you, really has a strong desire to kind of deepen their understanding of who you are or deepen their understanding of their emotions. But there is definitely an underlying fear here, and I sense that you feel as though this person may have some sort of trust issues with Splitting Apart as well as with Make It Look Like the Night. This is kind of the energy that I'm picking up on when it comes to trust issues. It feels like you are under the impression that this person may be having some sort of warp in their perception when it comes to either this connection or just intimate connections in general. And I get the feeling that you sense that there is some fear around how they feel about you, simply because what they're drawn to, what they're attracted to, is also something that makes them feel as though they could potentially be hurt, or perhaps as though history could repeat itself. It could be that trust actually was broken, and now this person doesn't necessarily know what is real, what is just their own fears talking. But I definitely am picking up on somebody who is, or I'm picking up on you feeling as though this is somebody who is very much drawn to you, very much emotionally attracted to you, feels as though this connection is something very special, but at the same time they're healing from something else, and this is kind of warping their perspective or warping the way in which they approach this connection. So if that has resonated, let's go ahead and look into how it is that they're actually feeling. Okay. person actually feeling? How do they actually feel? Okay, so we have the King of Cups. How are they actually feeling about pile 1? We have the Three of Swords. We have the Ace of Pentacles. How are they feeling? We have the Four of Cups. We have the Queen of Cups. Why is the King of Cups here? We have the Three of Wands. Why is the Three of Swords here? We have the Wheel of Fortune. Why is the Ace of Pentacles here? We have the Seven of Swords. Why is the Four of Cups here? Please clarify the Four of Cups. Why is the Four of Cups here? Okay, we have the Seven of Pentacles. And lastly, why is the Queen of Cups here? We have the Five of Cups. Okay. And on the back of the deck, we have the Knight of Cups. So the first thing I would say is that when it comes to how you have been thinking that they're feeling, when it comes to you feeling as though they're emotionally drawn to you, romantically drawn to you, I would say that you're pretty spot on in this aspect of it. It feels like this person really is drawn to you, like their heart space is very much open to you, is very much curious about you. I also think it's interesting that we have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups here. This is telling me that they also feel a sense of compatibility, like it feels right. It feels like you are a good match for them. But I honestly feel like everything that I was saying earlier is kind of spot on. I feel as though this person doesn't, I think this person is acknowledging that free will is something that everyone is entitled to, everyone possesses. And with this, rather than them considering it being like an empowering thing for them, they more so are kind of viewing this as something to be feared because they don't have any control over the choices of others around them. And I feel like with this Three of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune, it feels like they feel like they've gotten very lucky to have met you, to have connected with you. But at the same time, there's this fear here, or this belief within them that it's only a matter of time before they end up getting hurt. Because they don't have control over you, and nor would they want to have control over you. But I do sense this like very intense fear of having their heart broken because of factors that they didn't have any say in. And I sense it here. I sense it with the Ace of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. It feels like they don't trust that they feel like this is too good to be true. Like they don't trust that this could actually be something very stable, very healthy, very grounded, very abundant or fruitful. Like there's so much fear here. And it could be because of past wounds, especially. And now when I'm looking at this King of Cups with the Three of Wands, this could also be mistakes that they've made in their past that they're very fearful of making again. And I also kind of sense that they're fearful with this Queen of Cups and the Five of Cups. There's like a fear here of them hurting you. And I kind of get the feeling that this has to do with them recognizing that there are unhealed parts of themselves. With the Four of Cups and the Seven of Cups, there's this recognition within them that what they are currently focusing on, by choosing to focus on the fears that they have about this connection. They're blocking the growth, even if it's something really, even if it's just baby steps. It feels like they're recognizing that they are blocking their own growth. And they're also recognizing that if they don't come up with a way in which to allow this growth to happen, allow these changes within them and this trust to be grown within them, it could very well end up hurting you. I think that this person is definitely aware of their own shortcomings, and the ways in which perhaps they themselves could play a role in their own heartache. But let's go ahead and get some more oracles, see what else comes through. How do they actually feel? How does pile 1's person actually feel about pile 1? Yeah, we have confidence. It came out reversed, but I'm going to leave it upright. Let's see what else comes through. We have peace. We have death. And we have anger. And on the back of the deck, we have sweetness. Yeah, I feel like this person, like with death and anger here, I feel like this person is fighting some demons, like fighting their own inner demons. And they are kind of fearful that this might spill over onto you. I think that there's a desire here to be more confident, to be seen as more confident, and to also just feel more confident and secure in this connection, therefore bringing peace of mind to them. But there is definitely some healing that needs to be done here. Some perhaps even like acceptance for the past, acceptance for who they are, acceptance for the parts of themselves that maybe they're really hard on themselves for. And I think that this sweetness card is here because at the end of the day, these feelings that they're feeling don't necessarily have anything to do with you. It feels like this is something that is going on in their own inner world, in their own mind, that they themselves have somewhat created for themselves or refused to let go of once a past connection ended. And they recognize that this isn't necessarily something that you deserve. What you deserve is somebody who has an open heart space and an ability to be vulnerable, an ability to be sweet and gentle. Not that this person isn't sweet and gentle, but I think that they're recognizing that you're not like whoever else they've connected with in the past, perhaps, that has harmed them. Or if there was damage done to this connection, I feel like they're recognizing that perhaps if you were the one that caused some sort of rift in this, they're recognizing that you've grown, but they still have to work on this themselves. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys, pile 1. Let's go ahead and get you guys some advice before we close this reading out. What advice is there for pile 1 when it comes to their connection? Okay, we have get centered. When it gets to be too much, whatever it is, I close my eyes and return to my center. In my center, I have the wisdom and tranquility of a, insert favorite animal, holding a, insert magical item, floating through space on a, insert piece of furniture. And we also have follow your heart. I'm always rewarded when I follow my heart. I trust that the GPS in my heart knows all the best routes. And when it seems like it's taking too long to get where I want, I know that's because there's some cool, weird stuff to see along the way. Let's also go ahead and get you an affirmation. I think like these two cards combined from how I'm interpreting it, and obviously like if you have a different interpretation, listen to that first. But I feel like this is really encouraging you to obviously follow your heart. If this is a connection that like is something that you truly desire, if this is something that you really, really want to see grow, I think your guides are encouraging you to allow this to unfold, to follow this desire, but at the same time to remain grounded within yourself, because this person doesn't necessarily seem to be grounded, and I don't necessarily know if they can help center you in return. But let's keep going. What affirmation is there for pile 1? I can forgive people quickly, release my resentment, and set myself free. Yeah, so if this was, if this is a connection where this person has done something in the past and is now having to face the consequences of this, I think that this is definitely an affirmation for that. But however it resonates for you, take that first and foremost. But this is what I'm seeing for you guys, pile 1. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do so in my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box of this video. I also have an Amazon wish list set up with different decks that I would like to see for our channel. So if you would rather purchase a deck in exchange for a 1-question reading, you can do that as well. The decks are less expensive than a 1-question reading in my Etsy shop, so feel free to look at that as well. And if you haven't subscribed already, I hope that you do, so that I will have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hello, pile 2. So today's pick a card reading is looking into what it is that you think your person on your mind is feeling versus how they're actually feeling. And the oracles here are going to show us what it is that you think they're feeling, and we'll also pull tarot as well as more oracles to see what it is that they're actually feeling. And then of course we will get advice at the very end. So to start pile 2, we have the Maiden. We have number 50, the Cauldron. We have Discovery. We have number 26, Happy Happy. And we have number 40, Love Grows Love. Okay, so how do you think that your person is feeling? This is really sweet. This is very sweet, innocent, lovely feelings is what I would say. It feels like you are under the impression that your person is, I would say first and foremost, like really curious about you, but like in like a really innocent kind of way. And I kind of get the feeling that you feel as though this person's intentions are really pure. I feel like you think this person is waking up to deeper feelings to you, or is still has deep feelings for you. If this is like a really long-term committed connection, you feel as though this person is still realizing reasons as to why they love you. I definitely feel like you feel like this person thinks that this is a very special connection, a very abundant connection, one that has a lot of potential going for it. I think that you feel like this person, obviously with Happy Happy here, I think that you feel like this person is very much happy, secure, content, and I would say like stable, feeling stable in this connection. Everything here is just like it's an abundance of positivity. I sense a lot of opportunities to continue expanding. With Love Grows Love here, it feels like the two of you are working on something really special together, and I feel like these feelings are mutual. Like you feel like you feel that it almost feels like you feel this way about them, and you're aware or under the impression that the feelings are mutual is what I would say. Like I think that you think this person is in love with you, loves you, and wants a future with you, desires to grow with you. So if that resonates, let's go ahead and look into how they're actually feeling. Okay, how does pile 2's person actually feel about pile 2? Okay, we have the Ace of Pentacles, the 8 of Wands. We have the Devil. We have the World. How does pile 2's person feel about pile 2? What are their actual feelings? We have the 8 of Cups. Why is the Ace of Pentacles here? We have the 3 of Cups. Why is the 8 of Wands here? Okay, we have Judgment. Why is the Devil here? We have the 10 of Pentacles. Why is the World here? Please clarify the World. We have the 2 of Swords. And why is the 8 of Cups here? We have the Ace of Cups. Okay. And on the back of the deck, we have the 6 of Swords. Okay. I would say that the first thing that I'm picking up on pretty heavily is that your person feels as though there are some changes that need to happen in this connection in some sort of way. Or that there has been a change that's like heavy on their mind currently. It feels like I feel as though they have something that they would like to say to you. With the 8 of Wands and Judgment here, I feel like there is a conversation that's really heavy on their mind, and they feel like it's really, really important to kind of lay something out on the table. I'm gonna get more oracles because I'm slightly stumped by this. Can we please clarify the World and the 2 of Swords? Okay, we have Friendship. What was the other one? There was another one that came out. Yeah, Shadow. Okay, and then can you please clarify this 8 of Cups and Ace of Cups? Okay, we have Trust. And then the 8 of Wands and Judgment, please. Death. Okay. I get the feeling that your person is, I don't know how to say this. it feels like your person feels like maybe they're a little bit trapped in this connection. Like I get the feeling that they may be wanting to make a shift in this connection toward friendship. And I get the feeling with friendship and shadow here that this has to do with something that they're working on currently that like they are kind of having a difficult time with. I get the feeling that this is something, whatever's going on, it seems like this person is in a state of turmoil with this shadow card here. And I think it's even interesting that this friendship has these like arrows and a cross, and then this Two of Swords has a cross as well. I think that this person is unable for whatever reason, like I think that they're struggling emotionally with something, and because of this they're unable to kind of fill up your cup in an emotional way. And they would like to, I get the feeling that they would like to walk away from that responsibility, not necessarily because they don't feel this way about you. I think with trust here, there's like a significant hope that if they were to come forward and express this, there's this significant hope within them that you would be able to trust that what they're saying is true, and that is that they do love you, they do care for you, but there's something that they really need to work on. And so for the time being, they would like to have a fresh start with you, but one that is a little bit less serious perhaps. This Three of Cups is giving me like the energy of friendship. And I think like with the Devil here, this is, this is the shadow. It's not only like restriction and chains, but it's also the shadow. And I feel like with this 10 of Pentacles here, like this person is recognizing that they can't necessarily give you this like happy, stable ending, which is the 10 of Pentacles, until they work on this shadow. But they desire to give you this happy ending, because what we have is the Ace of Pentacles here. So they want to switch things up and have a different start with you towards friendship, so that eventually it can go to this happy ending. But they're recognizing that if they were to, I would say, stay in the connection in the way that it is currently, it could potentially ruin this opportunity in the future. Like more damage could be done than what is necessary if they were just honest and had a conversation. But I think that this person needs to step away for a while. Not because of how they feel about you, but more so because there is some turmoil within them and they need to find peace. This is a bummer. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. This is what I'm seeing though. And like I could feel it energetically, but it's such a stark difference from what I was sensing in the beginning. And so I clarified just to make sure that I wasn't misinterpreting, and it seems pretty clear to me. But let's keep going. How does this person actually feel? We have anxiety. Oh, and then peace just fell out. How does this person actually feel? Illumination and love. Yeah, this person does not feel okay. Like they're not doing okay. On the back of the deck, we have hunger. I would say like mentally, emotionally, this person isn't in the best headspace, and what they really desire the most right now is peace. And this doesn't take away that the love that they have for you, But they are very much aware at this point of what it is that they need to do. And I would say that, like, with hunger here, there's definitely a desire to make this change. But obviously, take this only if it resonates. Like, I think deep down inside, you will know whether or not this is in fact your pile. Like, after having listened to everything, it's either going to make sense, or I could see like 3 different things happening. Like, it's either going to make sense and you're going to be like, I see this, or there's going to be a sense of defensiveness, because there's some sort of like resonance here, or it's just not going to resonate at all. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and get you some advice. I'm really sorry, pile 1. This was not where I saw this particular pile headed. What advice is there for pile 1? Okay. Don't take it personally. If someone starts to speak unkindly to me, I'll remember that they've got something going on that has nothing to do with me. Like, maybe they just pooped their pants. Yeah, that's probably it. I think that this is confirming what I've already said, that this doesn't have anything to do with how they feel about you. There's just something else going on right now that is like taking up too much space for them to be here for you emotionally. And we also have connection. I'm connected to the multitudes and I can access their support at any time. Even a stranger offers a sense of comfort when they smile at me or make a dumb comment about the weather. Everyone is waiting to connect. All I need to do is open myself up and pay attention. Note to self, work on witty banter about weather-related stuff. So there's like a couple of things coming through with this particular card. Like, it could be a suggestion of perhaps seeking out connection elsewhere for the time being when it comes to friendships and family. It could also be an encouragement to view this connection from a different perspective, like perhaps from the lens of friendship. And this also could be encouragement to kind of connect with this person and kind of start this conversation. But obviously, I think that it's going to resonate differently for each one of you. So first and foremost, take these cards how they've resonated for you before you listen to my judgment or anybody else's. Let's also go ahead and get you an affirmation. I accept the gifts I've been given as a high service to the world. All right, pile 2. Well, that's what I'm seeing for you guys today. If this resonated, I'm sorry. Please feel free to share in the comment section. I'm only ever going to be honest about what it is that I'm seeing, but that doesn't mean that this is a message for you. So please don't take my messages from what I'm seeing as the only truth there is. And please don't let a YouTube tarot reading ruin your day. And know that I'm wishing you the very, very best, pile 2. Bye. Hi, pile 3. So today's pick a card reading is looking into what it is that you think this person is feeling versus how they are actually feeling. And after some of these readings, I would like to say that I'd like to offer a bit of a trigger warning. Messages have come through that have been unexpected. And so I just wanted to offer that ahead of time. I'm only ever going to be honest about what it is that I'm seeing in the cards, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the message I'm seeing is for you. So if something's not resonating, please just leave it where it's been presented and trust your judgment before anybody else's. But with that being said, let's go ahead and look into this. So the cards here are going to be representative of how you currently think that they are feeling for you. We'll also pull tarot. We'll get more oracles to clarify. And then we'll obviously get advice. So we have the Eternal Child, number 29, Dangerous Depths, number 18, Repairing the Damage. We have Balance. We also have number 42, Chop Wood, number 41, Soulmates, and we have number 74, Share Tenderness. Okay, so how do you think that your person is currently feeling about you? I get the feeling that you feel as though this person might be feeling really, really confused about their feelings. Like, I could see with Repairing the Damage here and Dangerous Depths and Eternal Child and with Balance and with Chopwood, like, I kind of get the feeling that you feel like this person feels like they owe you an apology perhaps, or need to make more of an effort. Like, you could be feeling like you think this person feels an immense amount of pressure on them to do the right thing, but also an immense amount of resistance to doing that, is what I would say. It feels like you see this person as somebody who has really deep, loving, intense feelings for you, but at the same time, this is something that feels perhaps somewhat burdensome, or somewhat like they don't want the responsibility of these feelings. It seems like you feel like this person doesn't necessarily want to grow up, and perhaps is keeping you at an arm's length, even though they recognize that there is this soul level connection. And I would say that I think that there's like a little part of yourself that feels like they really do desire this, even though they are keeping you at an arm's length. So if that resonates, let's go ahead and get into tarot and see what comes through. How does pile 3's person actually feel about pile 3? Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the Empress. We have the Seven of Wands. Okay, we have the Page of Pentacles. Why is the Knight of Swords here? Please clarify the Knight of Swords. Okay, we have the King of Cups. Why is the King of Pentacles here? We have the Four of Pentacles. Why is the Empress here? We have Temperance. Why is the Seven of Wands here? We have the Hermit. And why is the Page of Pentacles here? We have the Ten of Wands. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Queen of Cups. I would say that you're kind of spot on when it comes to how this person is feeling. I mean, we have the King of Cups and we also have the Queen of Cups. It feels like this person recognizes that, like, you are a potential soulmate or a potential partner. You're somebody that they are very compatible with. But there is so much resistance here. There's so much resistance to this connection. I feel like with the Seven of Wands and the Hermit, this is indicative of somebody who is defensive, of somebody who feels so defensive or feels so overwhelmed that they just want to be left alone. But like at the same time, they really have this desire to come toward you in this energy of the King of Cups, in this heart-centered energy. I think that there may be, with the King of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles here, there may be issues around this person's finances. And I don't necessarily think that will resonate for everybody, but I do feel like there is an insecurity when it comes to being financially stable or lacking in financial stability. But I also get the feeling, you know, the King of Pentacles is definitely like a responsible king of like earthly matters and stays very grounded. And the Four of Pentacles is definitely a reserved energy. And I sense that this is kind of the same energy that I was picking up on with the Oracle cards, where it feels like they don't necessarily want to be responsible for anyone other than themselves. They don't even want to have to like feel as though they would have to be responsible. Like this person feels very much so shut off to the idea of responsibility. I think that they recognize, for a lot of you, I feel like this connection is one that could potentially be in no contact, or I mean, when we were looking at the oracles, it seemed like you felt like this person owed you an apology or owed you kind of like attempts at fixing whatever has been damaged. And I sense here with the Empress and Temperance as though they feel they don't want to be the one that like hurts you. Like there's like a strong desire here for like you to feel comforted and secure and healed and balanced, but they don't feel like they're capable. Like I sense such a profound immaturity here with the Page of Pentacles. And like if you look at this particular image, the clothing of this page, it's clown clothing. And like the limbs, like the body isn't even put together, like everything is separate. And I feel like this is indicative of somebody who does not feel worthy, who doesn't feel confident in themselves, to be this King of Pentacles, to be somebody who can step up to the plate, who can show up. And I think that this insecurity is something that's really burdensome, but it's also something that deeply hurts them. Like if you look at this particular card, rather than like a person holding wands, we have candles, 10 candles that are being put out by tears. And it feels like this person is saddened by the burdens that they themselves have created, but they don't necessarily know how to get out of it. But let's go ahead and get more. How does pile 3's person actually feel? We have caution, anxiety, we have mystery, we have death, and then on the back of the deck we have trust. How interesting. I feel like what this is telling me is that how this person is feeling, like how this person has shown up, if this person has shown up in a way that appears as though they don't really care, or appears as though they're just like somebody who's like very calloused and cold, I feel like with this anxiety here, this is indicative of somebody who's actually very much in their head about this situation, about this connection, and very weary of what their next move is going to be. I think this person feels confused with mystery and death here. They feel confused about what the right course of action is. And I think also they're kind of worried that this connection might be over or might be coming to a close. This trust card is interesting because I don't feel like there is any trust here. At least trust in their own life path. Like, I don't feel as though this person has a whole lot of trust in themselves. It could be that this person has trust in you, but I definitely don't see them trusting themselves. And that may be the message on its own. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys, pile 3. Let's go ahead and get some advice. What advice is there for pile 3 when it comes to this connection? Okay, so we have get centered. When it gets to be too much, whatever it is, I close my eyes and return to my center. In my center, I have the wisdom and tranquility of a insert favorite animal, holding a insert magical item, floating through space on a insert piece of furniture. And we also have communication. Wonder how that other person's feeling? Ask them. Wish they knew how you were feeling? Tell them. You've just been drafted into the communication army, where there is a strict do, ask, do, tell policy. Speak with kindness and gentleness and reach an understanding. If you don't, assumption will just make asses out of everyone, including the person who came up with that aphorism. So I think that this card here is pretty clear. The message that was coming through with get centered is that perhaps for the time being, it may be best to focus on, like, I think it's going to depend on the situation, in all honesty. I think that I honestly feel like these two cards could be taken in any direction depending on your specific situation. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get an affirmation. What affirmation is there for pile 3 when it comes to their connection? I can't control the world, but I can control how I choose to perceive it. I can't control the world, but I can control how I choose to perceive it. All right, pile 3. Well, this is what I'm seeing for you today. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do so in my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box of this video. I also have an Amazon wish list now that has different decks that I would like to get for our channel. So if you'd like to get a 1-question reading in exchange for a deck, that is also possible. There's instructions on the wish list site, and the decks are much cheaper than the readings on my Etsy site, so check that out if you're interested. And I hope that I will have the opportunity to read for you guys in another video soon. Bye! Hi, pile 4. So today's pick a card reading is looking into what it is that you think they feel versus how they are actually feeling. And after some of the readings I've had, I would like to offer a bit of a trigger warning. Some of the messages that have come through have come as somewhat as a surprise for me. And so I want to remind you that I'm only ever going to be honest about what it is that I am seeing in the cards, but that doesn't mean that the message that I'm seeing is a message for you. So please, if something isn't resonating, leave it where it has been presented, and don't listen to things that don't resonate for you. But with that being said, let's go ahead and look into this. So these cards here are indicative of how you think they feel. We'll also pull tarot and get clarity with more oracles, and then we'll get advice. So for when it comes to how you think they're feeling, we have the shaman, number 53, a steady pace. We have acceptance. We have number 18, serendipity. And we have number 27, something that is never truly yours. I feel like you feel that your person is somebody who is always perhaps learning or willing to expand, willing to evolve. I get the feeling that you feel like this person feels very much stable and secure in this connection, very lucky to be in it. I also feel like because there is this element of security that that you think this person is feeling, you also don't necessarily feel as though this person is wanting to manipulate or control or keep you in any sort of way. Like with something that is never truly yours, it feels like you feel like your person is just really secure in themselves and trusts you. Is what I would say. I sense a lot of trust here. And I also sense that there is this feeling that your person is happy and content and at peace with how things are progressing in your connection. Like it feels like there is growth here, but it's not happening rapidly. It's happening at like a very steady pace, which literally is what this card says. I always get upset with myself when like I literally repeat the word on the card. I don't know why. It's not that big of a deal, but it bugged me. But yeah, I feel like you feel like they recognize that there's something very special about this connection, and that this connection has helped both of you, if not just them, evolve and turn into better people. And I think that there is just a sense of you thinking that they feel as though this is where they're meant to be, that the two of you are like good together as partners, or as friends, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, I feel as though this is either a connection that's like just starting off and like the two of you are taking things really slowly, or this is more of like a long-term committed connection that has really stood the test of time. Those are the two strongest connections that I'm picking up on, but obviously this could apply to any connection. But if that resonates, let's go ahead and look into how your person is actually feeling. How is Pile 4's person actually feeling? How does Pile 4's person actually feel? Okay. So we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, the Four of Cups. We have the Magician. We have the Page of Wands. Why is the Ace of Pentacles here? Please clarify the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Wands. Why is the Hanged Man here? Please clarify the Hanged Man. We have the Ten of Swords. Why is the Four of Cups here? We have the Ten of Cups. Okay, I'm getting kind of a clear picture, but I'm going to pull these last two cards. Why is the Magician here? We have the Lovers. Okay, and then why is the Page of Wands here? We have the Hierophant, yeah. And then on the back of the deck, we have the Two of Cups. Okay. So, when it comes to how your person is actually feeling, I feel like you're accurate in the sense that this person... Actually, you know what I think is interesting is that, like, I don't even think I mentioned love here in these cards. It felt more like a level of like specialness, like knowing that like the two of you are meant to be together, like feeling secure and stable, confident. But there's more to it than that, and I don't see anything here. Like I didn't mention it because there's nothing here about that, like about like romance or anything like that. But here we have it. We have a lot indicating this, and I think that where like the biggest thing that's like kind of off when it comes to what you think they feel versus how they're actually feeling is that your person isn't okay with the pace that this connection is going. I sense very strongly with the Hanged Man and the Ten of Swords that they feel as though this has been somewhat stagnant, and they are kind of getting a little bit impatient is what I would say. I would also say with the Four of Cups and the Ten of Cups, as though like I think for a lot of you, and only take this if like this actually resonates or makes sense to your situation, but like I think that for a lot of you, this person wants marriage or like wants to take this connection to the next level. And I get the feeling that they feel as though they're the only ones that want this. Like they feel as though you feel okay and comfortable in where the connection is at. And they almost feel, I would say, rejected. Like, I don't know if the two of you have had a conversation about where you want things to go, but I would say that this person is very, very much curious in the least. Like, to say the least about it, with the Page of Wands here, this is about exploring your horizons, expanding your boundaries. And the Hierophant is all about, like, tradition, and I get the feeling that they're kind of curious about this idea of a more traditional type of relationship. I would say that this person really feels very much so empowered in this connection, like regardless of whether or not they feel like they're the only ones who want this in the future, they feel a sense of self-empowerment when it comes to this connection. Like they feel like this connection really is something special. I think that that's something that really came through in the beginning of this reading, and I'm seeing it again here with the Magician and the Lovers. Like they just see such a bright and beautiful future with you, and I think also like they do feel this level of stability, security, wanting something long-term with you. But there's also a lot of passion here with this Queen of Wands. There's a lot of passion and attraction that they feel for you. And then, I mean, we have the Two of Cups as the bottom of the deck energy. This person loves you. This person, like, truly feels as though the two of you are meant to be, and, like, can see this connection going on well into the future. So let's go ahead and get more. How does this person actually feel? How does Pile 4's person actually feel about Pile 4? We have creativity. How does Pile 4's person actually feel about Pile 4? Passion, yeah. Sweetness. And we have anxiety. And then on the back of the deck, we have ideation. Yeah, I think with creativity, passion, sweetness, like this is daydreamy energy to me. Like this person, first off with passion here, this is just further confirmation that this person is very much attracted to you. And I think it's interesting that, like, you know, one thing that I was picking up on with this something that's never truly yours was this energy of you perhaps feeling as though they don't get jealous, like feeling that stable and secure in themselves. But I think that, like, there is an element here of, like, wanting commitment of some kind or wanting to take this to the next level. And I think that, like, maybe they don't feel threatened. You know, like there's nothing here indicating that this person feels threatened, but I think that, like, the passion is there, and if there were to be a threat, like, I think that this would actually pick up on their radar, first of all. But also I think that they recognize that they have something really, really wonderful with you, and they're envisioning and like wanting to come up with a future with you. And I think that that's something that might be something that you have not picked up on entirely, or have not necessarily been sure about how it is that they're feeling, but I see it very strongly here. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys, pile 4. Let's go ahead and get you guys an affirmation. What affirmation is there for pile 4? We have compassion. Compassion is my compass. I am willing to hold space for the experience of others. Okay. How does, oh my goodness. What advice is there for pile 4 when it comes to their connection? What advice, what guidance is there for pile 4? Okay, so we have personal growth. As I move toward greater consciousness, I feel old thoughts and habits fall away. Like training wheels on a bike, they helped me get to where I am, but now that I can ride, I don't need those slow and crummy wheels, except when I'm making bike analogies. And we have ultimate potential. I choose to live a life of my fullest potential. I trust that this will draw me towards experiences and people that support my growth and accomplishment. Tuning into this frequency, I now reach higher heights than I ever thought possible. Knowing that's an option, why would I have ever tuned into anything else? I'm looking at you, Smooth Jazz and Talk Radio. So from what I can see, I feel like this compassion card is a calling to find the ways in which you can be more compassionate to yourself. And with personal growth and ultimate potential here, I think that this is also an encouragement on your guide's end to kind of explore what fears, like if this is like what's actually going on, where like perhaps you're the one who has like made it seem as though you don't necessarily want something more serious or committed, or like whatever the case may be. Like I feel like these two cards are encouragement to explore what fears could potentially be holding you back from something really, really wonderful. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys, pile 4. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can do so in my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box of this video. I also have an Amazon wish list now set up with different decks for the channel that I would like to share with you guys. So if you would like to receive a 1-question reading in exchange for one of those decks, you can also do it that way. The decks are less expensive than 1-question readings in my Etsy shop, so feel free to check that out as well. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel so that I will have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye!